So the video with the two game devs for Diablo 4, where you can see them clearly playing the game for the first time in their lives, is still going around the internet and doing damage. But that's to be expectable when most likely your only credential to work at Blizzard in the first place is having they-them pronouns for Twitter.
PR invite Diablo 4, most disliked Blizzard video with the 2% like-dislike ratio. Link to the Angry Joe show discussion below. I haven't seen anything from Angry Joe for a while, so I'm actually really curious to hear what they have to say.
Adventure with a dev. Diablo 4 adventure with a dev. So they wanted to have developers for their game play their
Okay, we could finally see who
Super smart.
is making these decisions behind Diablo.
And
This doesn't
gonna be
seem like a
great.
good idea.
No.
Yeah.
And this isn't a stream that, it's like, we play bad on stream all the time. And
Yeah,
it's
this
like,
is
it's not true.
pre-recorded.
As you're figuring out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
We're
They pre-recorded it. They got the best devs that could play the game to do this, by the way.
figuring out a new game. So
They made
kind
the
of we
game,
look
right?
stupid as we figure it
Oh,
out.
I mean,
Because
there's-
everybody looks stupid.
There's times
Yeah.
where I'm just streaming where I just miss like 10 shots in a row.
Well, to be
going, "Oh,
fair, I mean, I'm sure some of the devs, maybe not these two, but I'm sure some of the devs, they probably would be figuring out a new game if you had them play Diablo 4 as well.
Obviously. Most of them, most
I
likely.
suck,
That
I
much is
stand up,
evident.
shake my hands out, and then. But it's
Yeah.
like this isn't that. This is a.
Before this came out, by the way, how many times did I complain about the fact that it's painfully visible that the Diablo 4 team had never played their game? And if they did, they are all at such a unreasonably low level of skill that their input doesn't even matter.
Edited PR video that was
Right.
made by them.
Where they are able to control the message.
And it's unfortunate. Everything about this sucks because you are talking about 2%
True.
like ratio, which means 98% dislike ratio.
What?
98%?
That's probably at the top 10,
Jesus.
honestly, worst videos
Is
in
it
the
really
world.
that bad? I was going to look at it, but it wasn't linked there. Is it actually that bad? That's a bad ratio, guys. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
2% like.
Yeah, it's these two women playing the game now. They are level designers, and so that is not an excuse because
That is
ultimately,
definitely
if you're
not an
working on a game,
excuse.
you should understand how to play it.
Yeah.
And neither
Dude, how can you have a level designer who doesn't play the game? You might as well just have a toddler just throw things together at that point, honestly, because that's the honest equivalent.
of them have any idea how to play this game. And I don't mean from
What
a
were they
casual.
thinking, though?
I have no idea. It's like Blizzard wanted to crucify them in
A
public.
scapegoat?
It's like you're going to play and the level designer's like, well, I don't really play video games. I like
Yeah,
to
maybe this was actually punishment for them. Maybe like they kept showing up late to work or something, and they're like, okay, you know what? I've had enough of your shit. I'm tired of it. You're gonna have to make a video for the community. And they're like, no, please. And you're gonna have to play the game in it.
Ooh.
And then, they're crying, like begging, like, no, please don't make us do this. And it's like Bobby's flying in from his helicopter to hold the camera to do it. And he's like laughing with all of his friends. And they're like, oh, we can't.
No, he's on the yacht, Asmon. He's on the yacht. He likes yachts. And private jets.
Wait to upload this. Oh, it's got to be something like that.
make art, and I like to put art assets there, so I'm not very good. And they're like, I don't care, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We'll
Just
just
take
put
the heat off of us.
we'll put a line
put
in there
on
that
you.
says, hey, we have people of all sorts. We have casuals, and we have this. And it's like, but I'm actually a level below casual,
Yeah.
and people are going to think that I am the one doing the gameplay mechanics when not.
These people are not below casual. They literally have most likely never played video games in their lives.
I am doing the art.
Yeah, and so it's
I do not agree that it is acceptable for an artist to not know how to play a game like this.
If you're, I'm gonna push back on this. If you're purely an artist and you literally don't know what's happening, it doesn't matter. You know, it's the same as an analyst in a business. You don't actually need to know if you're selling cars or you're selling bread. The numbers speak for themselves in the same way that the art direction should speak for itself. But you know, they were not just artists. No. They actually are responsible for some of the shit you see in the game.
With how many massive problems?
And also, by the way, I just want to point this out. Don't think for a second that these are the only people like that at Blizzard. My prediction was a year ago, when all of the Blizzard fiasco happened, that Blizzard is gonna change course and overcorrect so hard that these are gonna be the only people left in the company. And most likely that's actually true. That there are very, very few and far in between people who can be barely considered normal at Blizzard. Everyone most likely working there is literally this. Women with my hairstyle for some reason, which is a red flag. Actually, it's 3 red flags in a row.
That we have with like overlapping like spell effects. Guess who makes the spell effects? Why the fuck is everything on Uber Lilith shades of red?
Because it's
You know why?
scary.
It's because the artists.
Also true.
And
It's
if
a
they
giant-
could play the game and they understood the game, that wouldn't happen.
Yep.
Disaster. The comments. Some of the comments.
The way you're kind of cooking right now. Yes, yeah. I mean, like I know people like fucking dipshits in chat type L. Fuck that. That's not.
How is
L at all.
this is an absolute good opinion. What are they talking about, losers? Everyone who thinks this is an ill opinion is just a moron, social justice, absolute woke plague on humanity. That's it. End of story. There's no discussion about this.
It's a fucking fact. Because if they play the game and they see that like all the ground effects look like a fucking soup, and there's no way to know what the hell is happening.
Yeah. Again, no one even probably play tested the Necro because it wasn't because most likely it wasn't cute enough for anyone to try. Otherwise, the Shadow Dot corpse explosion would have never passed passed as it was in the release. Not a single necromancer knew what's on the ground happening. It was all black because of the Shadow Dot. That's it. That's literally it.
And they would realize, oh my god, we're over-designing these spell effects. The players can't see them. The artists just make the art. Product managers decide what colors they should be. So the artists just make the art.
No.
I love how...
What? Product managers decide what color is it? Is this real? Are these people for real? Are they real humans?
Every time that I make a reason, people try to... like, okay, so... What is...
Dude, before you go, let me just say this. In the last video, I heard people say, "Oh, this is not their fault. It's maybe PR and marketing is just trying to blame everything on these two." First of all, that doesn't really happen in that way. Sure, personal dramas and people try to go after each other in big companies, yes. But it doesn't work like that, okay? It just, one, doesn't. Two, marketing has literally nothing to do with PR. The more we get into business, the more shocked I am about people not understanding anything. Marketing is completely different from PR. Yes, they're similar, but they have completely different functions. Marketing has nothing to do with PR. And PR doesn't give a shit about... PR gives a shit about literally anything anyone does. But they're not the same thing. Marketing had nothing to do with this. Marketing literally didn't know this is even happening.
It's like your best case scenario, that you reductively take their job and scale it down to the smallest and most, like, finite thing, and then you think that that's actually a good argument. You think that it is actually a good argument that the artist does not even have the autonomy to choose the color of a spell.
That's so stupid.
You think this is a good thing. This level of compartmentalization with developing games is killing games. Because nobody understands the whole... everybody has their own puzzle piece, and they're trying to make a different puzzle. And guess what? You put all the pieces together, and they don't...
That take also doesn't matter, because there's someone at a higher oversight level who actually, like, puts everything together and actually looks at everything. So that shouldn't technically matter. But our biggest problem is, again, the fact that if someone even, you know, from watching that video, I think it pretty much goes 100% like this. They at Blizzard make something, and then they go to their team and say, "Hey team, we just did a thing. Check it out how good it is and tell us." And everyone's like, "Oh, it's amazing, it's amazing." Half of them didn't even try it. Half of them don't know in what company they actually work in. And, you know, they have that tried it and thought it was shit are afraid now to speak out because if they do, they're probably going to get literally crucified. So, you know, any stupid decision is probably getting a 100% thumbs up from inside of Blizzard because there is no way to criticize anything.
Fit.
And this is why I say bring back the lube, bring back the butt club, bring back the self-deletion trips to parking lots or whatever Blizzard had, because those people, maybe they did a -1 at the end of every year, but at least they understood something. At least those people could actually offer critique, not be afraid of saying critique.
Too compartmentalized. So, like, in the instance that you're right, you're still wrong, because it's still bad.
Are just insanely toxic because there's a woman on screen, and then like I don't.
Oh, jeez. I wonder where that fucking comes from. I wonder what other fucking YouTube channels fucking cultivate that kind of behavior.
So I'm ignoring all that stuff because you.
Yeah, you must remember, Angry Joe is an absolute blatant woke warrior. To be honest, yeah, he will literally never say a woman has ever did anything bad. Pretty much, you just kind of have to remember that part about him. Sadly,
you should just ignore all of it anyway because none of it is valid.
Yeah.
The problem is these two have absolutely no fucking idea how to play the game. Diablo 4 is in a really ridiculous state. The game, when you're playing through the campaign, you're barely scratching the surface of the mechanics. You haven't leveled up. You're not in the Paragon system. You haven't seen how aspects work. You haven't seen how resistances don't work at all in the game. They don't work. They do not function.
Yeah.
And then you haven't seen how some of the things on the items are additive. Some of them are multiplicative, and you don't know which ones are which. Some of them are useless. Some of like.
They actually know. If you pay attention to the way the text is made, then you know what's multiplicative and what's additive. Also, you can actually see all of it, but it requires a little bit of effort pressing the details button.
Force new character creation instead of
like your stash.
But people are still going, like, I'm gonna just respond to this. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna move past this.
What's going on?
I'm an artist. These two women are just small cogs in a huge machine that makes a AAA game. Decisions like this are not made by them, but by the lead game designer, lead art director. All other below them just follow orders, basically.
Well, yeah, and?
You are never going to convince me that people working on a video game that don't know how to play it is a good thing.
Yeah,
You're
obviously.
never going to convince me of that.
Also, the lead person literally just cares that the thing is finished. Okay, that's all they care for about. This is how it works. The head of department only cares about the fact that it's finished. The art guys don't care if it's bad or what. They just deliver the product. But there's someone above the art. Well, that person is not necessarily above the art guys. But there is some person in Blizzard who should be checking out how everything works, but they don't.
I'm sorry.
These girls have nothing to do with that.
They didn't know that there was an emote wheel, and that's like the first thing in the video. And so, like, the problem is Diablo has a lot of problems, and it looks like we have a great foundation for a game, but we look like we're in alpha state as far as like functionality. And so, all of the criticism.
No, there's no excuse. They're not. Why are they oversimplifying things? But they don't need to be oversimplified. They're not just artists. One of these people is a level designer. Literally, a level designer. I mean, yeah, you can actually have an artist that has never played the game, right? I already said that. But you can't have a level designer that has never played the game. That just doesn't work.
Especially when they make these dumb decisions as far as balancing and patches, is like, do the devs not play their own game? And that is, if you look for that on the internet, that has been said.
Right there.
To be fair, it looks like they don't play.
And that's what, then they put out this video.
They don't play their own game.
They don't play their own game.
I don't know about you, Joe, but if I'm working on a game for 3 fucking years, Okay.
Wrong.
I
You know what's the best part about seeing this gameplay, by the way? It's the fact that they don't even try. They don't know what eggs does, but they don't even try to figure. They don't even try it. Okay, they don't know what it does. They're not gonna use it. That's essentially it.
understand. Please do not, fucking be mean about it to these
Can I
girls.
refresh the page?
I
It's
would
not their
play.
fault. Yeah.
I would play my own game. I would like sit down and be like, okay, I want to kind of familiarize myself because it might even help me create better assets or art or something
Yeah.
If
like
you're
that.
designing the level for the game, you should know how like character
Oh, it's a
movement-
level.
Oh, also, I'll say something that you probably have never heard about Diablo 4 or in general, because none of these people talking about these things have any understanding how anything works in reality. This is what happens in real life. You have a company like Blizzard that's making Diablo 4. All the people who are the heads of whatever is needed to make Diablo 4 come together, the leaders of their respective departments, divisions, or whatever they have. They all come together and talk about the thing that they are making. Every company literally does it. It's called fucking planning. I know, crazy shit, right? And they plan a little bit, do some kind of overuse. And you know what happens in normal companies? The art department is actually gonna put out their grievances about, I don't know, the department that does, like, I don't know, physics or whatever. I have no idea what kind of departments exist in gaming industries. But they're gonna all talk about it, and they're gonna say, hey, this thing is not working, should we do this? This is, like, interfering. Because the reality is, the overall game does interfere with the work of the artists. In some way, it 100% does. Now, I have no idea how it actually does it, because, again, no experience in a gaming company, but I can tell you for a fact it 100% does. And these grievances most likely have never been told. No department probably at Blizzard has any problem with any other department. Hey, they may actually not even have these situations where all of the department heads are actually talking to one another in one room to choose what's happening, how it's happening, and so on, which is crazy.
Like they do the level design.
I
So it's
thought
like-
we're talking about art people.
Oh no!
Okay.
Like these are level designers. Like they should know how some of these things
That's
function.
not good.
They're talking about backtracking, and it's like, well, if you're
Okay.
designing the levels, then you're the one setting up all the backtracking.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
when there's all these unfun, unpolished things that exist in the game, that is
Bro, this guy is a legend. I love him.
Why?
This guy is so smart. This guy. He's just letting everybody know exactly what the fucking truth is.
totally unacceptable for
sure.
a super premium
True.
game, because this isn't a $60 AAA game anymore. It's more than that.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of criticism, and some of it is overblown.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of it
I
is just
agree.
like people screaming because they wanted to scream that day.
Yeah.
But the game isn't done. It's not polished, and it's
No,
not
it's
up
not.
to like the Diablo the
or
level.
or Blizzard standards, which we all
Well,
know
I think it's actually pretty much in line with Blizzard standards, and that's what the
True.
problem is.
that doesn't really
doesn't
exist
exist
anymore. Yeah.
Blizzard
Yeah,
does, yeah,
definitely.
we call it sleep.
But
Sad.
we're still gonna ask for it because we deserve it.
And you pay for it.
You pay for it, and so you got to live up to it. So legitimate criticism.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. She has my haircut. Like, why would a woman ever choose to have my haircut? It makes no sense. Why? Why?
Criticism. Not that they're women and all that disgusting
Stop.
comments like
Who
that.
gives a fuck about that? Oh my god, is that really what people get focused on?
No, that's what Joe gets focused on a lot. He has this gene that forces him to white knight every time any woman is in danger on the internet ever. It's pretty stupid. Hey, and you better not make fun of him, Asmon. You have the same exact shit, asshole.
Oh my fucking god, the game doesn't work and people want to talk about her hair?
Well, that's honestly a part of it. Like, you look at this one, you know that her priorities is not the game. Her priorities is to make sure that everyone knows that she's a lesbian. By the way, she is. I'm not making that up. She literally talks about it in the video. Because, yeah, that's important. She has a wife. Yep. Again, The problem with these people is very simple. They don't care where they work. They care about their political agenda more than anything. So it doesn't matter. If they are a doctor who needs to save a life right now and someone asks them, who, are you by chance LGBTQ plus MK Ultra 69? And she's going to instantaneously just stop the procedure and let that person die and say, why, yes, I am. Let me tell you about my exciting, not normal life. This is why people are bringing this up. Because it's valid criticism. It is extremely valid criticism when your politics come before literally everything, including the game I play. And trust me, when I play a game, I care about the game way more than your personal life.
And then, like, what is this?
Stop it. But legitimate criticism, you gotta play your own game and be more familiar with your own mechanics, especially if you know at work, in 3 days I'm going to be filming a production that is inside the studio and devs play this and play that.
Yeah, I think that I figured it out, guys.
What?
These two on the video did something wrong at the company, and they had to film this video as punishment. It's like they were late, or there was like an office.
I think they probably wanted to be in front of the cameras. Again, it completely fits for the character.
Party and they didn't bring any food, or something happened, and so like because they fucked that up, they were like, all right, well, we're not going to have any, this isn't going to affect your performance review, but you're going to have to record a video for the community.
Now, but yeah, it's a fuck up across the board because the people in charge making the video, the producer should be, hey, why don't we put the gameplay mechanics guy, in there and have him.
Oh no, that would be worse. Imagine the gameplay mechanics guy trying to explain to you why not having a gem tab is a good game design idea. Oh, that would have been even worse.
Play. And he can even describe why
maybe the reason why is there's not one of them.
Well, the reason why I didn't put this in, we didn't do this is because we thought this and that. But no, instead you're putting in there like lambs to the slaughter.
Yep.
Yeah. I want to see the
that's
UI designer
completely
sit
fine.
up there and when he's trying to look up aspects to put on his weapons, have to click the button that says only show aspects from my class. So when you're a barbarian and you want to add an aspect, it's showing you all of the necromancer ones. And you're like, why can I put that on my weapon?
See this.
And they're like, well, because the person who designs the UI shouldn't have a job.
Or that would be so.
Dude, this guy, he's so good. I love him. He's so good.
Perfect.
It's like I want to see that guy. I want to see the person who designed this stash and all of the garbage and trying to search for the right aspect in their massive pile of things. I want to see the person who designed the horse
to do it slowly.
Stutter while you hit a small twig.
Why is this in the game? Oh, we thought it's fun.
Oh, you hit a small
it's
rock.
great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oops.
Hit the corner, you have to stop completely. It's like
I see the person respect the character where they have to manually.
Hey, but this is not funny. The horse update is coming like season 8 or something like that. It's almost here, boys. Believe.
Take off.
Buy the battle pass.
Everything, and of course they wouldn't do it like that. They'd just create a new character, But it would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be entertaining. So So this is how you get to a 2% like ratio. Blizzard.
Beautiful.
We suspected that you don't know what you're doing, and you confirmed in some aspects that you don't know what you're doing.
Well, remember, this is what I said, is that if you want to understand the problems with a video game, watch the developers play it. And that will explain everything.
Maybe, and it just shows the PR person doesn't know what they're doing, or whoever made this decision. Like, I would not be shocked if someone got fired over this. Because it does look like they're
no one's getting fired.
These poor women. And they're going to be harassed
and
forever.
they're going to be harassed, and that's the disgusting part. We have to... You know, it
He's
sucks.
doing the job.
Within the gamer community, there are weirdos and shit that.
And this is like, I remember whenever this video came out, and I was even talking to my dad about this. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to watch this video on this stream because people are gonna take shit like way too far. So it's like,
right, his dad was, oh my god, Dak, you're such a pussy. You can't even watch a video. Oh, it's a good thing I abandoned you. And Asmon's like, my name's not Dak, Dad. Please, it's Zach. Whatever, Spack. Just go and watch the stupid video, you pansy. I'm gonna get drunk with my friends and pretend you don't exist. Oh boy, why would you do that, Asmon? That's such a bad idea.
how do you talk about this with like while at the same time removing the noise of like you know, like identity politics Andes? Like, obviously everybody's entitled to their own opinion, right? People can say what they want to say. That's their right on the internet. But it's just like,
are we getting weird here,
it
or
is
what's
weird,
happening here?
man. Though that's what we do. But like at the same time, it's just like an added level of annoyance.
Because they're women, not because they don't know how to play the game, or people just take everything to the fucking extreme.
Yeah,
it's like, yes,
why not? Most women are not gamers, pure and simple. Why can't we just use, you know, I don't know, this cool thing called statistics? Most women are not gamers. We can see it quite literally here. These two women are developers. They literally have never played the game. I mean, assuming a woman is not a gamer is very simple. Assuming that a woman is not going to be playing at the same level as a man, while 99% of Diablo 4 player base is men, is extremely normal. Why do we must, for some stupid reason, just forsake reality when discussing this? Why can't we do it?
they should know how to play their game better, especially if they're working on a project for 3 years.
Remember whenever Mike Ybarra took over Blizzard?
No.
And he made the tweet, he's like, man, this AoE cap kind of sucks. And then they got rid of it?
Totally agree with you on that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. But that's the sad part. And Mike Ybarra is like a CEO, right? He will never care about the decisions of, you know, the game actually being bad any longer, because he has different shit to look at.
It was really cool.
Keep it, you know, don't get personal about it.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of people being attacked, a lot of people in the game industry were a little...
Oh, that's it. Larian found a response to debate over Baldur's Gate 3, raising the bar for... Whoa! That looks pretty neat. Should find a video on that. Asmon, get to it. I need a React video. Anyway, this was Quizzer saying thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.